What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to LTH. My name is Abe, and in this video, I want to show you guys the TracAhead, which is a USB device that translates signal from a normal trackball mouse into a three-dimensional space like a SpaceMouse would for your Fusion 360 or your CAD and designing software. And I'm really interested in this device because, as you guys know on this channel, we do a lot of HomeLab and tech stuff, but I 3D print and design stuff all the time for my HomeLab. And you can do that with these two devices for a quarter to half the price of what a SpaceMouse would cost, but then you still can use your mouse outside of Fusion 360 or other CAD software and not be limited to having a mouse for just a specific piece of software. So I want to show you guys the advantages of picking this up, not only for it being cheaper, but how it's so much better than using a mouse and keyboard. So let's get over to the computer and into Fusion 360 and let me show these to you guys right now. So before we get started, what this does is this translates that signal, right? So you have this mouse, and this mouse only has like 1 or 2 sensors in it for the ball, and then how it translates that data into movement on your computer screen. This device intercepts that signal before the USB gets plugged into your computer, and it allows it to know the X, Y, and Z, and up and down, and every point between in a 3D space so you can move around. So that's ultimately what this is doing, and I will show you how this works in CAD right now. But also within CAD, I want to show you how it's really hard to use a mouse to get back to an original plane or point of view that is really easy to do with this. So let's show you that right now. Okay, so I'm going to try to show this. I have the camera recording my hand and my mouse, as well as you guys seeing my face right here. I got a lot going on, so I'm looking at a lot of different things. So right now we're starting with the mouse and keyboard, and let me show you with this piece you can see on the screen right now of why it is hard to navigate. So this is a simple like clip I made. As you can see, there's lots of angles, there's lots of pieces, there's corners, there's underdraft portions of this design. But if I use my mouse, so if we pay attention to my mouse movement right now, I have to hold down Shift on my keyboard, which you can't see just off the camera, and then my middle mouse button. So if I scroll up and down, right, did you just notice, see how it's canted now to the left? It was canted to the right. So if I click home again, see how the piece kind of moves and it doesn't stay on a plane. So now I'm moving my mouse to the right, and our part is moving counterclockwise. And if I go to the left, it's moving clockwise. But see how it just switched planes again? Kind of like it's not sitting on the angle. And now look, the part's perfectly flat. So, you know, you can move around your part, but it's not very intuitive because you're trying to move through a 3D space on a flat mouse plane. So again, watch my hand. I'm gonna just hold down the middle mouse wheel and I can move up and down fine, and right and left fine, but soon as I hold my shift key down and I add in the 3-dimensional space, it's not as easy. So look, I want to look underneath, but maybe I want to look flat. And so I can kind of click over here on the top right of my edit of like, ooh, to get a direct on view. Right, I can also spin to do 90-degree rotations, but it's really hard to look at something like perfectly on, right? So I have to go like left, and then let me try to rotate around here, and I can do that, but it's just very slow, and it's not nearly as fluid to move around. So if I move around for a while, right, and I'm just like editing pieces, and you're like, okay, let me get this back to a normal flat top view. Okay, so this is the normal view that you would see using a mouse for the home view, but it's off, right? It's tilted. I'm just like, let me try to get it flat, and then rotate around, and I'm still just off on an angle. Okay, we're a little bit closer there. We'll turn here, and it's close. It's not perfect. And so if I click my home, we can see that it kind of zooms us in and it flattens it out at the same time with our mouse. Also, if you notice it just zoomed out, I didn't try to zoom out. It just kind of started doing that because of the little scroll wheel. So it can be hard to get onto the right view. So I just wanted to go right, but you can see it goes right and kind of down. And so I'm just trying to move left and right. So like, let me just take my hand, watch my hand. I'm going to hold it down, and I'm just going to go straight. Look at how it's moving all over the place, just moving left to right at an interesting angle. So it can be a little bit hard. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible to get to what you're trying to look at, and with some practice, you can probably get to a view to see what you want. It's just not nearly as fluid or as quick, or you're not able to like even out a piece. This is a pretty simple piece. Like if you have something super complex, like a motor mount or a gear, like there's been times I'm like trying to zoom in and get into a corner and then see the backside of a corner so I can extend something because there was a gap or whatever and it wasn't actually aligned. So you can have issues with that. Let me show you how the TracAhead works from this default view. So let me plug it in right now. Okay, so I will admit, I usually use this on my left hand, so you can have your mouse in your right hand, so you're able to click on different things, because this is purely for navigation. So you would normally use this with your left. I'm using it with my right hand, but let me show you a couple things with this. So we have a right and a left click, okay, just like that. And then we have a scroll wheel for up and down. So you can see now that we're perfectly moving up and down on our plane. And then we have a ball. So if I move this ball to the right and left, can you see how we're pretty much perfectly moving left and right? And there's no weird panning or our part going up or down. And then if I scroll up, I can zoom in and out. So in and out, left and right, back out with our ball, and then up and down. And so now if we want to move our part differently, you can hold down the right click, and if I hold, get rid of that, sorry. If I hold down my right click, and now I use the scroll, you can see that we're perfectly panning around our part. And again, my muscle memory is not great because I usually use my left hand for this. So if I hold down my right, I can perfectly pan around this part on the plane and it never moves. So if you do that, we can get right back to the view we were looking at. And so if I hold this down and now I move, so now we have rotation right and left. If I hold it off, right and left, hold down right click, we have that rotation. And now we have the rotation up and down. So again, if I undo the right click, I can center my part in my screen again, hold it down, and I can spin around the part and get to where I'm trying to look. And I can rotate it perfectly, I can move it up and down perfectly, and so if I don't hold down the right click, I can zoom in and out. So if I zoom in here, let's say I want to look at this corner, I scroll down, I can move it left and right, and I can get in on my corner of my part perfectly, just how I want. And then I can, center it on my screen, just like that. And I don't use this with my right hand. I use this with my left hand, and I was able to do that. And so now if I hold this down, I can now pivot. It's too zoomed in for you guys to see what's going on, but I can hold it down, and then I can just pivot around that green dot in the middle of the screen. So wherever you move your part and you zoom in on and you hold down, your Fusion by default is just going to move off the center of what's on your screen. So this makes it super easy. So if I hold down my right screen, and let's do that same test where I want to try to get back to the original home view. And so I'll do this, and I'll scroll around, and I'll go like this, and then I'm like, oh, the part's actually off, so let me rotate it. And we're virtually in the same view. Let me zoom out. That would be home. So let me go ahead and click home. I'm saying this is close, maybe a little bit more to the right. And let me click home. And yep, it just moved it. I guess our camera is a little low. It moved a little bit higher, but it's a lot easier to get to a view that I'm looking for. So let's say I want to look at the back of this wall, right? This wall right here. If I want to look at the back of the wall, I'll just hold down my right click and I can rotate through, but I can level out the plane so I can see it more direct on, just like that. So see what I'm saying? It's very easy to get your part level and in your screen center than I'm able to do with the mouse. So designing complex parts and easy parts with a trackball using the TracAhead translator, like it translates the data for you, it makes it super, super easy to navigate and design parts in Fusion. And again, you can get this for a fraction of the cost of something like a SpaceMouse. But then if you're a fan of trackballs outside of your Fusion software, you can use it as a normal mouse. So you get 2-in-1 where the SpaceMouse can only be used in CAD. So kind of cool, kind of interesting. I'm pretty converted. They have a website linked down below. So make sure that you go and check it out and put in your information if you would like to order one of these when they come out. Thank you for watching. My name is Abe, signing off with another video.